Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, the first week of the RGL.GG Season 18 of Highlander. It has been quite a while we've been in this league. We are watching the Ohio Leif Village against the Duddy Dudes. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera, as always, ready for another season. Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. It's been a while since we've been on the cast. You know, some things have changed, but plenty has stayed the same, especially with TF2. These teams have new names, but you'll recognize a lot of the players once we get down to their rosters. And we chose this match because of that. You know, both these teams have very strong cores. Both of them going to be competing for playoff seeding coming the end of the regular season, most likely. So, yeah, I think it's a good first week we got going on. And PL Vigil is a map of choice here.
Yeah, I mean, let's go run down those rosters right away because it'll make it pretty clear why we're casting this one right off the bat. On the side of Ohio Leif Village, it will be DT on Scout, Voyager on Soldier, Leif on Pyro, Mori on Demoman, Dotwet on Heavy, Fluorus Engineer, Sakura on Medic, Buko on Sniper, and Jacob on Spy.
And on the
There's a big
Duddy
one right
Dudes, yeah, Jacob on Spy is crazy. When you look at the other side of the server, is going to be some of Jacob's old teammates. We got Pablo on Scout, Quacks on Soldier, Johnny from Cali on Pyro, Joey Lemons on Demoman, Triple on Heavy, Hyphen Engineer, Blake on Medic, Lenny on Sniper, and Blank on Spy.
Another highlight here, Quacks coming over from Sixes, making his real Highlander debut right here. Had a sneak preview of him in the Charity Cup run over the offseason, actually, where he definitely made an impression big enough that maybe Highlander made an impression on him, decided to main it full-time coming in on the Duddy Dudes, who are, you know, if you've been watching Highlander for a while, you'll notice a couple of things a lot of those players have in common, and that is multiple first-place wins.
Yeah, and something I'm looking at is Blank making his Spy debut on his quest to win invite on every class, I'd assume. Which, ironically, Jacob is the only other person in the server close to that achievement, but he's back on Spy, and now playing against a lot of his old teammates here in the recent teams he's put together, so I think that's going to be an interesting kind of head-to-head to look at, see how Blank does in his first invite Spy match.
Yeah, and I mean, I think looking at it, obviously you have to look at Duddy Dudes as the favorites coming into this, but, I mean, I know we're probably setting him up for failure, and he was typing in pre-game chat, he was hoping for Rib versus Froggy to be casted, but gotta see his return back in his first match. It's been a while since we've seen him really main Spy for a team. I mean, we've called him the GOAT a number of times for good reason. He can take over a game really like no other player currently playing TFT can. So despite the disadvantage, he is always going to be an equalizer. And with Ohio Leif Village starting out on offense, he can make his impact known very quickly if things go right.
Chat's saying that it's not going to be Blank on Spy, it's going to be J-Easy, which would make a lot more sense to me, and it does look like he has joined the server, so, you know, J-Easy, established Spy, I'm pretty sure that sounds about right, so that's going to be the last class for the Duddy Dudes. And another thing, I want to see how Buko does. I was asking in pre-stream, who is Buko? I've never heard of that player. Alto says, you know, Euro Prem or Euro high-level sniper. That's cool. I like seeing, you know, new players come in who are very talented or have experience. But Lenny is a hard matchup for your first NA invite match, Highlander.
I think Buko may have been in some of the lower invite seasons on main. I think they were on they were on RR a few seasons ago when they started to come into invite. I think they've been maining as of late, but likely the first cast we're having Buko on, that's for certain. So gonna be a good spot to see how they do. And I mean, as you mentioned, J-Easy coming in a little bit better player, but maybe a little bit less entertainment value than Blank versus Jacob on Spy, which I was looking forward to. But looks like we have one of the teams readied up. I mean, is it worth doing predictions, Zag?
I have no idea. I mean, just based on name recognition, I'd imagine that the Duddy Dudes has, like, you know, more recent invite first place caliber players, but when Jacob is playing Spy for your team, that team just gets better instantly. And it's not like the players on Ohio Leaf Village are bad by any means. They're all playoffs players, invite, you know, at bare minimum. I'd say they're all like minimum playoffs players, if not a bit higher. So with Jacob coming in trying to lead them, maybe this team could actually pull off the win.
Yeah, and I mean, even if they're able to take a half, I think that sets them up very nicely. You know, we have a much bigger invite this season, 10 teams, as opposed to the 8 that we see normally. So means that the competition for playoffs is going to be that much tighter, and any rounds you can take off of, you know, a team that's presumably the higher seed, going to be very, very good for you in the long run. And I mean, looking at it, I mean, you've got Fluaris there, you've got Mori on Demo Man, who came second last season. DT on Scout, it's not on his main of Demo Man, but we saw him on Soldier as well, proving he can play in high invite on multiple classes. Leif on Pyro, you know, team's namesake, clearly, showing up as maybe the up-and-comer. It's probably not even fair to call Leif an up-and-comer anymore.
He's been here for a while at this point.
Up-and-comer, newly in maybe the best Pyro spot, although I think Johnny's going to be contesting that, as I don't think Johnny was playing last season. But I think a lot of people had Leif pegged as the best Pyro from last season, so new to the top 2 conversations, maybe, so we can put that as the gates open. High Leaf Village begin their offense.
Yep. Looks like we have a really interesting defense coming out of the Duddy dudes here. They're playing on tracks with their entire combo. Sentrigun alone on flank here. Gonna have some scout support, but Lenny gonna eat a headshot from Buko out of the gate, so that's an early SVS win for High Leaf Village. They're gonna walk Mori out. There's gonna be an Uber exchange on tracks. Meta shift immediately. The defense doesn't want to get Ubered on the log spot, so they're just gonna pop immediately, or force to pop immediately.
Yeah, but in comes the Voyager in the post, going around.
He can't find anything.
Forced out right away, though. Gets some good damage, and Sakura gonna go down, though. But Joey, Johnny, and Lenny all gonna go down. Buko finds the shot onto Blake, trying to cross out from tunnel. So the forward hold, you know, interesting development there. Don't think it worked out too well for the Duddy Dudes as they come in. That was said, Pablo cleaning up a lot of kills on Carver will eventually go down, not going to stop the cap, still ×4. And a good first push. Sakura did end up going down, but way earlier than Blake, so she will have a small, but, you know, maybe firstable ad going into second.
Yeah, that defense is interesting. You know, they tried like slightly modifying the standard side defense, but at the end, if you don't back out in time, you don't back out in time. As early sack coming through, Blake is in no man's land. Voyager instantly 2 rockets onto his head. They're gonna get cleaned up, but that medic pick is easily worth it. As now 65, gonna be a 75% Uber ad for Sakura and Ohio Leaf.
Yep, they are blazing through second. Quacks coming in onto cart, try to salvage something. Will help Leaf and DT go down, but Quacks ends up going down as well. Joey gonna get sent out. Buko on now a 5K, picks up Pablo as well. And Johnny gets taken out. This cap will likely be coming soon, but
Jeezy's on Sakura.
onto cart. Jeezy behind. Old PE team kill not gonna quite come through. Can't get his old medic. Sakura stays alive. And they'll carry this full ad moving into third.
Yep, Lenny will slow down their pace, though. Taking down Mori is big. No stickies. Lenny popped up, but will surf to safety. In the meantime, without that demo man, Joey Lemon's going to be able to peek out for free. Voyager gets taken down. It is Buko taking the SBS with Lenny. We've seen Buko getting the better of Lenny in pretty much every way. We mentioned his 5K, and with that third point going to be rolled up to by the cart here in just a second. Remember, full Uber ad. Going to be able to 40% ad right now. Ohio Leaf has a bit of time to go on this, but they are just going to go all the way around. It looks like Blake's going to have time to get.
Yeah, unless they come in really quickly here. Yep, and they come in right through tracks, actually, but Quacks and Joey already dead. No explosive classes for the defense. Johnny gonna be next. That is a 9v6. Gun is dead. Gonna back up and regroup here. But, yeah, an easy third push as well for Ohio Leaf, and they are teaming through. I mean, anytime you're looking at less than a minute a point, you're in a good spot. They're at 250 through 3, and we've got Jacob already moving into last.
Yeah, they timed that push super well with the Uber ad, able to just take third, pretty much no counter coming out from
Jacob?
the opposite side. Yeah, they're going in for some picks. Mori, though, taken down. No pressure from the front means Jacobs all alone gets caught out for free. And it's a valiant sack. Cart's still moving, but so far, blazing pace for Ohio Leaf Village.
But, you know, as we know, last is really where these pushes are made or break. You know, if you end up getting a hold for 4 minutes here, as Duddy Dudes, you're in a perfectly good spot with a 7-minute time. So now, without any, you know, big ads here, they got the ad off of the, you know, maybe not super well conceived first hold, and we're able to snowball, but now it's going to be about getting that ad against a more standard hold when you don't have anything going for you.
Yeah, and Buko going all around cliffside here, trying to make a peek in. Jay's going to be calling it, though, so we'll see what happens. Jacob's actually going to pick Lenny, so uninhibited is this sniper going to peek out, hit the dispenser, but they're just pressuring a lot, and the Uber just gets forced. Absolutely
Voyager got the force, yeah. Voyager's been in there this entire game. Ends up having a ton of chaos, helps the Uber go off. You're going to lose a bunch of players, but Sakura safely all the way out, back at third. Once again now, full Uber ad, triple dead as well. They will lose DT, so scout for scout, but no defensive scout's going to be a long respawn.
Yeah, triple 10-second spawner. But look at this, Quacks is holding a Battalion's banner, so even though this Uber is a full disadvantage Uber for the Duddy dudes, they will be able to kind of withstand all the damage so long as Quacks gets this banner off. We will see right now the main force of Ohio Leaf Village going to be moving up. I heard a second banner go off. Is this their own? They're going to banner for banner?
I think that might have been the defensive banner here.
He was holding it for a while, but Sentry Gun did get sapped and taken down. Here's the defensive banner trying to get some work done, and cuts back on card. Voyager is dead, as is James and Johnny. Yeah, they're just sacking on it. Defense need to get some people on there. It's just an engineer here. He'll get killed. It's Pablo trying to do the defense, and he gets it off just in time. 6K for Pablo.
Buko, they're gonna find Pablo, and Jacob's just walking in, gets the stab on Joey and the cap, and right out the bat, starting the season out swinging, Ohio Leaf puts up a sub-5 on, presumed favorites, Duddy dudes right here. Just really good plays all around. Buko getting that 5K early on. Bunch of kills found onto Blake. Really good sacks from Voyager, who, frankly speaking, someone who I haven't seen play high invite, and when I saw that name on the roster, I'm thinking maybe the odd man out here. In terms of, people that I look at when I think about, as you said, like placement, contention, invite level. But more than showing, he has the chops for it. Came in, got the kill onto Blake on second, got the force on last. Really, really vital. Been in at all the right times.
Yeah, I test off that first push from Ohio Leaf Village. This looks like a Jacob team already. With how they played first, they took the early trade, they took an advantageous fight, snowballed into second, got pressure from main tunnel and side tunnel at the same time, used that Uberad to take third without really losing anything, getting the force on their fourth stack, and their medics already have to spawn. They are playing textbook Highlander, as a Jacob team typically does, so very clearly they are drilled for this already.
Alright, we've got another forward hold coming in. I've been saying for a while, not a fan of this.
Yeah, this one's slightly different.
The amount of times I see it go wrong versus even when it goes right, gets you another 45 seconds. Not really worth it in my eyes.
More teams need to be willing to back out through that back out tunnel. Almost no one does it. They just stay in main and then die on the crossback to safety. The back out tunnel exists for a reason. We'll see if they end up utilizing it. Lenny just piped over the top of the hill. He's not been having a good game at all. Yeah, trade on tracks coming across. Wet being a big distraction. Uber going to get taken on the front side. Only Jay-Z dead in it. Dispenser will get taken down. Sapper removed in the end. Fluorus, his gun's dead.
Yep, no gun here. They have a couple of frags, but I mean at this point, soccer same spot that Blake got back out of tunnel, please. And that's going to be Lenny finding a 3K. He gave the rest of the division a 1-round warm-up before deciding to activate right here. Picks up 3 on the back out.
Warm-up just dies on the back out. They're getting spawn camped. The stickies are already on the shutter.
Yeah, why are we first holding?
like if you're gonna play there, please use the back out tunnel. Like everyone just crosses through main in front of a sniper or sticky bombs and dies.
They're locked. Are they locked? Oh, that was just first getting capped. I thought that was second when I heard the ding. Yeah, I'm like, why are they getting themselves trapped out of spawn? But no, they're gonna find Triple and Joey and Quacks. Voyager only one going down. Johnny's gonna be next. So the second one coming back up, and Dotwit dropping off the hill finds Blake in the tunnel. Buko wins the SVS, and despite all of that spawn camping, they didn't have the card time. They're not even halfway, they're halfway through tunnel, and now they're staring at full Uber disad, and 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, there's a big issue with how the Duddy dudes forward hold kind of collapsed there. They had the stickies on the shutter for a bit, but once their demo man ran out of ammunition on the shutter, they went to low ground and held there instead of just backing up to the hill. So they just kind of got sandwiched and bombed on top of from the shutter and the back spawn door. Now defensive Uber being used here on these hill players, trying to find big picks. They get Joey, they get Lenny, they get Hyphen. Where is Blake? Blake out safely though, so this Uber will stall for a bit, but add back in favor of the Duddy dudes. They're running out of time though.
Yeah, I think that's where they used it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I can see why. They had a lot of pressure. You go and you got a bunch of kills, force them to reset. Soccer's actually was that down 30, now only down 10, so
they're sacking
really
well here. Two-man sack. Yeah, Jacob and Voyager, they didn't get any damage on it though. I kind of like that play because right now, if you are Ohio Leaf Village, you're going to give up this point. You're just going to hope that you can force this Uber or stall out time, give up the point, and then make your final stand somewhere else. So I like going for the sack. And they find Blake too.
Buko drawing a big matchup for potentially his first cast, really showing up with that other kill on Blake. That's going to be enough to allow them to stay in here. No heals. Sakura staying alive.
Watch out, Lenny, though.
They're gonna
There's a
spot,
spy on him. Yeah, Jake, we're going to get that kill with the help of Leif's detonator. Here comes the bomb from Voyager. Voyager's been all over the map so far, but second, importantly, still not capped up for the Duddy dudes here, and with 1:40 on the clock and 100% Uber for Sakura, this one is in all likelihood done.
Yeah, I mean, not impossible. Crazier things have happened, but, my god. Chat with a good call-out. Blake is on Vitasaw right now.
Yeah,
He's
so
sitting on
lose
140.
less weapon.
Good eyes get stronghold, idiot. Good eyes, as we didn't catch that. As the third offense coming in, we're getting the force out again. Quacks up in the skybox before getting airshot with the cleaver. Jason's gonna go down as well, and this is just buying more time, more pressure, more space, running out that clock. They're still now gonna be sitting on this enemy, even lost Buko for it, but in comes the bomb. Lenny and Blake dead. Voyager finds his man again. Dotwet cleaning up the rest. Lots of ragdolls everywhere. It's a 4v4. We're in the purest game mode right now, but with Sakura still alive, those heals are going to be the difference maker. They're going to stay up on third. Cart unable to make it up the hill. And I mean, 45 seconds, you got to think that's it.
Voyager only has 16 points on the scoreboard, but like he's been a top 3 impact player on Ohio Leaf Village in this map so far. Gonna bomb for some more damage on the cart. It is just stalling at this point, only 30 seconds left on the clock. It would have to be a consistent ×3, but all Ohio Leaf Village is gonna do is sack their bodies on it on repeat, and the round is basically over. First round of the season going in favor of Ohio Leaf Village. We're just stalling out for 20 seconds here.
Yep, everyone playing for stats or to not ruin theirs. No way the card. Yeah, only ×2 on the card.
Yeah, I can't
Not
get
likely to get it. Johnny coming up on the spawn. Gonna see if he can find anything. Reverse traps on the spawn entrances from Mori. Trying to get any kills he can find. Nope, Uber's gonna be popped out. It's just stat padding at this point in Ohio Leaf Village. Strong showing. Voyager definitely, you know, showing me wrong. Buko, I think, proving themselves to everyone. Just kill after kill. As you said, you know, Jacob team playing classic Highlander. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, textbook Vigil from Ohio Leaf Village here. I really just think that they are playing like a team that's ready for playoffs already. You know, it's weird to say that in week 1, but typically in week 1, I remember last season's week 1, Upward, both teams that were on it, we had Squirye, and they looked like a week 1 team. I'll put it like that, right? This looks like a team ready for playoffs already. I'm not even gonna joke, not even kidding.
That said, 2 things I'm interested about. 1, stop first holding, please. I mean, yes, it works because Buko keeps finding Blake. But you cannot bank on that. That is not going to continue. We've seen first holds go 0 for 2 in doing anything of value. Second, I think I'm concerned if Ohio will continue to use their Uber ads on defense in this way. I think
they
works
used it this way specifically because of the time.
Because of the time,
Yeah.
right? And that's fine. But if they don't have the time lead, and we see that now when they start on defense, I'm going to be concerned because they're essentially guaranteeing themselves 30 seconds at the expense of a potential 2 to 3 minute hold, which in the long run will not work out for them. So something to keep an eye on. See if they, you know, can, or not can, but see if they choose to keep using those Ubers as aggressively as they are, because I don't think they had enough to realistically get Blake in a lot of those, but we'll see.
Engineer top frag for the Duddy dudes. That's how you know they lost the round.
Oh,
That said, 12 kills is a lot. Like, yeah, it's 200 DPM. He technically did less DPM than Flualris, but got 3 times the kills, which is pretty interesting.
all that cleanup coming in hot.
Yeah, but a bit more. I kind of want to talk about the first hold of it because let's be honest, that's where we've seen like the most action happen on the map so far. There has to be a reason why teams are still running it, right? It's been like 2 seasons straight of like that strat being like the premier strat on holding Vigil first, where like most teams have completely shifted over to this instead of the typical passive hold on the base of the hill. If they're doing it, it has to be for a reason. My guess is that it forces Uber Exchange, right? Like when teams played back base hill, Uber Exchange was not forced, right? The cart would get edged up, snipers would take an SVS, offensive sniper wins it, defense backs out. That's typically what happened. You would high bomb a demo or soldier to pressure and get more cart time, and defense would eventually back out. Playing forward exists to exchange Ubers, right? So for the defense to want to do this, exchanging Ubers has to be beneficial to them. That means that Uber goes off, right? and then they get to have an even game state on second. Because if that's not the case, right? Let's say that first gets capped 50 seconds, no Uber exchange. Offense gets to push the cart into tunnel, takes like 20 seconds-ish. Both players up, exchange over hill. That's a second, the first like even second exchange coming at like 110, 120, right? Maybe 130 if they're slow. If you exchange the Uber, right, and then you back out, that's already like a minute off the clock instead of the 50-second cap. It's like a minute to minute 10. And then they have to build the last 50% of their Uber up. So it should be like a 20-second advantage if you force their Uber out. But that all hinges on you actually getting an even game state on second.
The thing is, though, is that you think about how teams push second, right? They go in up top, over hill, get the force, and then usually on offense you just bail. And you play for the post fight. And when you're not trying to get things in the Uber on offense, anything other than the defensive Uber, that tells me that Uber is better on second for the defense than for offense. Second, on second, offense is pretty happy to dry push on second a lot of the time with any kind of advantage. Whereas if red has Uber, you need to work around that. So I don't know if this is just people kind of getting lost in the sauce of like, you know, there's clearly been a shift in thinking, right, around not giving up any territory. And I wonder if there's... I'd love to pick someone's brain about this.
Here we go. Shift to pass hold for Ohio Leaf Village. They didn't
Thank you. Hold. Adaptability. I'd clap if I can, but I'm on.
Yeah, they're playing base hill. So they're like, no, we're done with forward hold. Did not go well, and they're just going to play for back out here. So, again, this means that no Uber exchange is going to be forced here. Early offense coming out from Duddy Dudes. Again, Soldier Bomb over the top, trying to get some pressure. Lenny is going to go down, but wait, they're Ubering through tunnel?
They're going behind!
Wait, they're going behind with Uber? What is this? They're flanking.
Maybe we're about to see why they're the first hold.
Blake's running into a sentry gun
from behind hill. What?
What? The pop Uber to flank? Brand new season, brand new strats.
Pablo's gonna crit Repasas and Buko to get the sniper though, and that could be enough. But I mean, they lose Blake. Sakura's got, and I don't know if that was a bit. If that was
you're not
that was
forced
planned?
to trade Uber, but you can if you want to that much.
I wonder if in a situation like this, right, where we say that we correctly peg these as the top two teams, do you think this shit works on everyone else in scrims but not on each other?
That'd be hilarious. We have absolutely no way of knowing, but I want to see like that tried again in a different like match or scrim. That'd be hilarious.
We're going the SBS again. Does go down.
Yeah, he is
dead.
dead,
Better
though.
for the offense, really.
Gun sapped as well, instantly taken down. Voyager though bombing in and
Mori,
those big stickies.
Was that a trap or were those just regular stickies?
No, they Ubered in through hill and Mori just destroyed them all on the back out.
Duddy Dude's like in a bad spot right now, man. The vibes on that Uber through tunnel to get behind were phenomenal until they actually got there and got mulched.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We're getting behind. Oh shit.
Well,
we're all dead.
About 2 minutes into the round, and we have the even game state on second here. Sentry Gun level 2 being built back up for Flu Walrus, and he has revenge crits. Jacob gonna get the stab into Lenny, though. Lenny not getting too many chances to play the game, but Joey and Pablo go down. Voyager, huge impact from the top of that HUD. Buko will get piped over the top, but defense still holding strong as both meds. Rather, Sakura's actually built a lot better than Blake here, 15%. I guess he did live, whereas Blake died early, so he's probably like built 5% faster.
Yeah, Blake did die near the end of the Uber too, so that's really just
fast
a spawn
spawns,
timer
though.
right there. Jay-Z out way behind. Can I come in, see if he can get anything? Just tries to gun down Buko, gets him super low, but will not finish it off. Not with the only frag so far, but the banner and Uber
Blake's
are popped out
97.
right. Jay-Z and Lenny now, Johnny as well, so the kill's going
Jacob's
over.
running at Blake here. Will get piped down, and now Blake full Uber-ad.
Yep, that's exactly what they need, but it's been so
Wait, there's a
much
stop.
time.
GT can't get it. Blake taken so low, he was almost gonna get that drop. Like at like 30 HP left. Look how far back Ohio Leaf is playing. They know they're gonna back out. Uber comes out immediately, so yeah. That's one of the situations where if you had your spy or forward player for Duddy Dudes, you could have saved that Uber potentially. But they're just gonna pop it for safety, get around the corner, and get that second cap.
I don't think there's an issue with that play though. I mean, they got the Uber out, they played it passive, they lost Buko on the back out, which is unfortunate, but not game losing right here. I mean, 3 minutes through second, that's a new record for this season, apparently. So,
Very small sample size. But
Yeah, it remains to be seen if the fast times were a result of the first hold ruining everything, or the team's just being that fast. Ubers that will be popped out as the soldier comes in. Quack's gonna find nothing but shiny players. Sakura, or Blake, excuse me, that said, should be all the way out on flank right now. Ad gonna go over in his favor, so I mean, the sack was coming in, not the biggest fan of that pop, but Lenny wins one over onto Buko too. So Blake coming up on Uber Sniper Ad's there.
Yeah, that's a 7v9 right now in favor of Duddy Dudes, and they have Blake with this 100% Uber, Sakura only 40, so they should be getting a walkout straight onto tracks, gonna around the corner here, get some damage on Jay-Z, sap onto the gun is well timed, Jacob sniped down, and just like that, that's a very fast third cap.
I get that Quacks was coming in, but that's kind of what I mentioned before, right? That Uber used on defense by Ohio Leaf Village felt way too aggro. You know, they bought themselves some time, but ended up losing them the point in the long run because they just give over the ad. You can't assume you're going to outplay them every time on those forward users. Daisy now going to find Buko again, and Quacks coming in, finds Sakura and Jacob. Leaf's going to be next. It is Dot Wet right now, fighting for his life with DT. They're going to kill Johnny, and that's enough to, I guess, just a bit of a reset as they wait for the explosive classes to come back up. Blake with this ad, likely to not do anything too risky in the meantime, but Quack's in again. Buko finds Lenny, though, so they start him playing out wide. He dies for it. 4 frags in favor of Ohio Leaf, and Duddy Dudes, excuse me, but Joey Lemons is dead. Triple is as well. Both heavies and snipers are dead for the moment. Ori goes down next. Getting desperate here. Blake's on 90, though. He just needs to stay alive, and they should have this. Cart rolling up the hill.
Yeah, Johnny's here. Johnny can just right-click, yeah, Uber come out, and this is going to be a very fast cap for Duddy Dudes considering what happened on first and second. Still 5:17. That's only like 20 seconds slower than Ohio Leaf Village's first offense. So, you know, just flipping sides made a lot of difference here. Duddy Dudes on their own pace. They do what they need to.
Yeah, I mean, great bomb in by Quacks there at the end to get Sakura to really just kick that, you know, ad push off. And they managed to keep it all the way through, but the ad got given up every time. And yes, they killed Blake with the first Uber on second, didn't kill him with the second one, and then did it again on third.
Yeah, the third Uber
was... Him again.
I can understand why they'd want to try a play on second after the first one worked, but on third, when you notice you're bleeding time, and you don't even know where the medic is, right? That Uber really is, like, too aggressive. At least, like, find the medic before you make that play.
Mission begins in
because you gotta find the medic, have someone behind, have some kind of plan, right? You can't just say, oh, let's use, bro, they're close.
You know, close. Source, trust me.
Come on, yeah, come on, bro, trust me, we're gonna frag the med, bro. We're gonna frag the med on this Uber. Like, no, there's a pyro there, there's a scout running out the med. It's Blake, who, even though I think he hasn't been playing his best tonight, still is likely to surf anything you throw at him. You know, Voyager's been getting him on orbital bombs where he has to surf a rocket coming down perpendicular to the ground.
And he's in the skybox beforehand. Hard to see.
Yeah, but alright, let's see what happens here.
Forward hold.
Dudes, forward hold again.
Yep, early bomb from the soldier here. Voyager just getting floored. He was trying to market guard, and actually, that was really funny.
Would have been funny if you actually got one super combo behind.
Do the lower, they're just gonna pop into the lower corner, and it's just kind of a spook Uber, you know? They couldn't. They said boo and said pop your Uber now.
Pop your Uber now. The Voyager gonna go and hits triple low. Actually survives. Is that an arrow? I don't know if he got arrowed or just managed to climb on the pack. That was big. Dotwith are gonna pick up Pablo. The flank dead right now. 4 Duddy Dudes, and they're gonna get pinched in on pretty quickly. Lenny opening up a lot of space.
On the gun.
And there goes Blake. 2 beautiful rockets from Voyager. Lenny taken out as well. And Blake now 0 for 2 on the escapes from first. Quack's gonna try to salvage. Can't find anything on cart. Cap's gonna come through. I mean, about a minute off the clock. In comes Johnny for not much at all. And I mean, yes, they got a minute off at first, but they gave up ad for it.
Yeah, and Jacob, the unsung hero of that pick by Voyager onto the medic, he had the perfect timing on the gun sap and stabbed Lenny, so Voyager able to just get in there, get those rockets off. Really great collapse from Ohio Leaf Village, and they're off to another blazing pace. 4 minutes on the clock. Remember, they sub-5 last round. They're on pace to do it again, and Jacob, another sap in time with the Uber. And they're going to be getting kills here.
Yep. They're all the way up through side tunnel. Everyone else is back out to third. Lenny's going to find Leif, but not the biggest pick. Voyager in
Jay-Z.
Just enough to get Lenny to back up. They have pretty full control over this. Not even an attempt right now to defend second. They're happy to give this up, trade that ad, go to third, and they're going to hold that ad. So, I mean, really great time through 2. This is sub 2 through 2, but they still only have 3.5 left. It was that quick of an offense from the dudes.
Yeah, and now Cart being 2x in the meantime, the rest of the combo force and Sniper moving over towards the lockers. There's going to be Quacks scouting them out, calling their position, and jumping back. So we'll see what Ohio Leaf Village wants to do with this. They are at 40% disset, so likely just going to work their Sniper in here, try to make a play. Jay-Z already lost, so no calls going to be coming through. Dawit taken low, but look at this hold from Duddy Dudes. They're playing a lot of people on the track, and Lenny, with that kill into Buko, going to let them play even wider.
Yeah, no, really, that's been the one saving grace for them right now, is that Lenny kept winning that SVS after the first round. Uber's going to be even right here, but with no Sniper, probably not too content taking it right away. That said, time ticking away. Let's see, where is Sakura playing? I think they're going to rotate a
Jacob's in position. They're calling a bomb right now. Oh, he gets caught in his decloak. That's insane timing from Quacks.
Yeah, they are going to get the gun, but they trade Jacob for it. They get the exchanges, but that's about it. No real frag to push off him. Roger gets the gun a second time. Great shot from Buko on triple, but they lose the flank. Mori as well. Johnny's going to go down, but better classes on the side of the dudes. Jacob, though, finds Quacks with the revolver, and Dawit pushing up flank finds Pablo. Lenny, though, too big to stop. Make it a hat trick. 3 scopes, 3 kills.
6K.
Gonna be the 6th falling down, but the spawns are so quick right here. Gonna be Jacob again, not gonna find anything, but buys some time. Cart edged up ever further. Beautiful juggle by Mori onto triple, and Buko pulls a revenge onto Joey Lemons. You like it when your sniper's getting down by the demo. Lenny, though, answers back, but I don't think they're gonna be able to defend this.
The gun is still here. There's gonna leave
it's been abandoned now. It's just a paper tiger. But that's a minute and a half for last. We have a real ripper right here.
Yeah, a lot of time bled off the clock there. Duddy Dude's doing a good job on third, getting pretty much milking every second they could have on that hold, and now back on their last defense. Uber for both teams right now. Big pick from Lenny onto Sakura, hits that drop. That's gonna buy them another full minute of spawn and build time.
Yeah, that is huge going for that. But Buko right back! What are we watching? And Buko died for that one. Jay-Z, though, spawn camps Sakura.
Yeah, no one's has heals for a while now.
Yeah, medic, Highlander without medic, but Buko finds hype, and that's going to be a dead gun in no time. And Buko staying alive in Big Door.
Gun's dead.
Getting the Royal Guard, buying a lot of space right now. He may not have any Ubers here in the last. Buko going to pick up Jay-Z, too, putting his protection in his own hands right now.
DT's in on flank, doing a lot of work, fighting. DT just turned that one around, but Joey Lemons taking a more and Sakura. Sakura's been on a spawn rotating timer. Lenny at least shuts down onto Buko, and Johnny gets a 2K with that detonator shot. Finally, this defense is stabilizing some kills. Time is burning, though. Defense, only 25 seconds required. Sakura, the chain deaths means that there's no Uber available for Ohio Leaf. It's going to have to be a last-second desperation push, but in position are all the players of Duddy Dudes.
Yeah, exactly. DT and Jacob already dead. Lenny gonna be picked up, and he might be the only one. Joey's gonna be a second consolation for us, but that is pretty much a wipe. Sakura alone on cliff. Gonna get hunted down. Jay-Z finds her. That'll be in the logs. And we are now 1-1 with 2 absolute blazing halves right there. I mean, is this the sniper show, or is this the sniper show?
I think it's just chaos show at this point. I mean, yeah. The sniper thing on last is crazy because, like, I get the medic, like, disrespecting the sniper on first peak to try and get a bit, like, to try and get the cross off. But then after you get the drop, why on earth is Blake strafing into the sight line from window again? Either way, it works out in the end for Duddy Dudes. We're tied at 1 apiece now. That must have felt really awful for Sakura. Just the drop from the sniper into spawn camped by a spy into sticky bombed onto the main walk.
Was a trap,
feels like you didn't get to play the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, just removed from the map and remove the enemy team's medic. But again, 1-1, and I mean, this is what it's all about.
16, Buko 15. Yeah, it's a sniper show. You're right.
Yeah, I gotta find these logs.
Both demo man at 400 DPM, exactly. Honestly, these stat lines are like insanely even.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, when you have halves that quick, right? It's not about kills, really.
Yeah,
I mean, you can look at it.
Like the one snowball pick that lets you take a point.
Yeah, and I mean, as it turns out, especially when you're on last. you would trade med drops more often than not, I would think, on defense.
Yeah, especially when there's a minute, like 10 seconds left on the clock, and all you have to do is sack bodies onto it.
I mean, effectively, they just used their own Uber and got the force out, right? Which
Yeah, we'll just pretend no one dropped.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, no one dropped. The meds are still deathless in this game.
But yeah, one apiece. That's pretty good for our first match. And, you know, both these teams have shown very good competency at Vigil. I think they're both playing Snowball game very well. They both know what their win conditions are. I feel like Duddy Dudes got kind of caught off guard in the first half where they weren't expecting the pace. Both teams had the forward hold on the first half, and it kind of just snowballed both halves, or both offenses. I feel like, you know, we've settled into the season a bit, you know, like a bit of the nerves are out of the way, both teams kind of playing the game they've practiced, and now I like that we're at 1-1, you know, give them both a chance to take what they've learned over this Vigil, hint hint, wink wink, don't forward hold.
Yeah, I want to see Duddy Dudes with a second hold. Imagine that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're positioned for forward hold right now, their entire team playing on this flank. Quax has that bug spot in the sky. You think he's just gonna sit here the entire time? Because we did see a Highly Village do an Uber pop through. I wonder if they try that and then Quack shoots rockets behind them, it kind of gets them stuck.
That really is a bug spot, yeah.
Someone has to really be jumping around doing nothing to have discovered that. He's not even on any, like, visible geometry. It's just a spot in the skybox.
Stupid edge bug. You can do something similar bugs with water first and the back pocket that, like, pub spies would hide in.
Here comes Jacob, just straight onto the sentry gun, trying for the sap, but can't quite get it. Leif gonna go out. The plan was for him to sap the gun. Clearly that did not happen, but either way, that's just 3 players stacking through. No exchange, no quick exchange, which is already a different look from a Highly Village.
Yeah, which I think is going to hurt them ultimately because the quick exchange was what worked well. Uber, though, going to come out through flank. Quack still just hovering above them.
This is the play. He's just going to wait until they walk out here. Johnny, though, stuffs the entire Uber and Liv. That's phenomenal play. Here comes the bomb, though. Big rocket. Johnny going to die, but Saber on the gun gets taken off. They do force that Uber, though. And now Quax comes down from his perch. Yeah.
Man falling from heaven.
He didn't even get the kill either. It got stolen from in front of him.
Quax has committed original sin.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting, right? We have the exchange. The defense is favored from the time exchange right now. Lenny wins the SVS onto Buko. They can stay here as long as they want, as long as that the Duddy Dudes gets a back out that lets their medic keep Uber. Sakura is building faster because they popped earlier. Blake was forced slightly later. So Duddy should know this. They should know they're going to get put at a disad here. And if Blake can play for back out and this Uber gets forced, it's a massive lead for Duddy Dudes on defense.
Yeah. Exactly. Jacob just getting crusted over and over again, not able to cross the Uber, but Mori managed to jump. He had knocked down. Lenny wins the SPS again onto Buko. Johnny is dead. So it's Blake, guys, 99. Sakura's going to go down as well. Getting that defensive medic, you have to think, is the biggest find of all. Like, just building a little bit slower on defense. That's unfortunate.
The issue is Ohio had to sack so many players in because Mori didn't get his jump. Because of that, there was no damage in that Uber. They just had to run in. Luckily for them, you know, Pablo or DT got the kill onto the medic. He was the only Uber player there, really, but because they didn't get any damage, they didn't get any kills other than the medic. So they're forced to wait for spawn waves, and even though Blake did die there, he's going to be at even Uber, and the defense got a lot of time out of that. So mis-execution from Ohio Leaf cost them dearly.
Yeah, they went for the immediate exchanges both times, and it ended with them getting med pills both times. I'm not sure why they changed that up, especially because when they went for the Uber, they still got a med pick. Gonna take them 2.5 through first, which with the time you've been seeing is a major accomplishment, getting that much time on any point right now. That said, they are at Uber disad, and they had a sniper ad for a while, but then he has since respawned. So they're going into this just, you know, really nothing, no advantages to play. Gonna have to manufacture it. First time this game, it feels like.
Yep, it is going to be even, or both 100% Uber's triple. Just shreds Dogwhite out of the tunnel. He's doing such a good job. Hyphen getting some cleanup. Gets a 3K with the crits. That's pretty funny, but the stab on Blake is what we're looking at here. Now 100% Uber ad for Soccer and Ohio Leaf Village. A quick second would be exactly what they need to make up that deficit on first. Oh, there's a sticky trap going on. They couldn't catch him.
I think gonna find a aggro pick onto Leaf too, just thinning out those numbers. Jay-Z behind. calling everything that he can.
He's gonna call the
No.
sticky trap. There's 2 sticky traps actually waiting for Sakura. One of them, they just pop immediately. They don't want to risk it.
Yeah, you take Buko with it. That's a free sniper kill. They are going to get aggro here, but really not that much pressure. Johnny does a good job keeping the gun alive. They're going to rotate to the side angle on Hill. Quack's coming in hot. Not going to find any Daisy in the back line.
Jacob's in. He doesn't stop the gun. He gets revenge critted. Gun will get taken on the end, but Hyphen has the glow stick still. He can go for some kills. Soldier going to be jumping at his neck. Voyager taking down Hyphen has the damage right now.
That's got to be what? Glow stick number 5?
Another one. Oh, he lost it! And
Oh,
then Buko gets 2!
Again, though, yeah, that's going to be enough for them to cap. 4 minutes through a second. I mean, in any other match, I'd say that's a decent enough time. But it feels like it has been eons for Ohio Leif in the process. Leif
Yeah, they're trying to get a snowball going.
Forward.
They have demo advantage, and Jacob has the calls on where players are. They're going to try to jump their soldier around the corner. Voyager will die for it, but they need more kills. Big reflect coming out of Leif saves Sakura's life, but no other kills is going to
Jacob on
stop the
that
snowball.
revolver just did so much damage. Got Lenny and Dotwet both killed. That said, it looks like a lot of the drive pressure not going to be enough. Sakura wasn't really close enough to get caught out.
Yeah,
Wants
look at
to
the Uber
maintain
charge
that
though.
ad.
Yeah, Sakura has full Uber, Blake only on 50. This snowball could salvage their time here. It's already 4 minutes through 2, which is the slowest time we've seen so far. And Buko opening things up onto Lenny. 5 in a row for Buko. Gonna be a big boon right now for Ohio Leaf. They're just gonna pop around the corner and try to get this cap ASAP.
Yep, Buko make it 6 onto Joey,
And
7 onto Johnny. Voyager going to be taken up as the only frag.
Oh,
Nope, never mind.
so is
JC
Buko.
picks up Buko, but again, not enough. Quacks coming in will not be able to salvage anything from that one. Because we're now at 5 minutes through 3, which again, decent enough time if this wasn't longer than most of the caps we've seen already, as they still come into last. Some spawners coming up on red, but not likely to be an issue, as we've just got a straight last fight coming in here. Blake with Ed.
Yeah, I think you'd be extremely happy with a sub-7 for Ohio Leaf here. Around an 8 is what they're looking at otherwise, but Buko just continuing to dominate, wins that SVS onto Lenny, and now there's so much space for this offense to work with. Buko going to be peeking from the side. If he can find Blake, it could be everything.
They got to get the Uber with this. Yep,
Yeah,
Blake
they forced
uses
it.
Sakura
Oh, Summer's
is
caught.
dead. Could not make it out in time. Hoping she would have been further back towards that forward spawn, but caught in. So ultimately, you know, kind of all for naught there. They get the Uber out of the defense, which isn't terrible, but it's more important to have it on offense. Using your med there, not a good thing.
Jacob
But
the
Buko
distraction.
again!
Jacob went in for the stab, missed, but Blake backed up into the sight line for Buko, and that's a medic pick coming through. Even though they're not going to have any fast push coming, they'll at least have an ad to try to get around an 8-minute time.
Get those buffs about to wear off too, and already gone. Blake now just coming up. Johnny gets Buko on a crater. Not sure if he got launched off or what.
He launched off the cliff, I think.
Knocked him off the cliff as
As
we're
Jay-Z
trying to come in on Sakura. Not going to find anything. And yet, Sakura now sitting on 80 to Blake's 20. 60% ad about to come through. They will have time for Buko to spawn up, pick that teleporter, get back
He's
in.
in
This
main.
ad Uber, I think, is going to be the make or break on if they get a good time or not.
Yeah, Jacob, knife melted, will get out for now. Gonna have to re-infiltrate to get any impact on. Level 3 gun on this box is gonna be difficult to deal with. Jacob going for it. Buko shut down, and Jacob doesn't get the sapper. Uber is in here. They're looking for any kills they can get, but they find Blake actually. DT gets that medic. They need a bit more. Gun will get taken down by Dotwet. Here comes the card sack from
finds
Quacks.
Including Sakura. They get Blake again, but everyone else is just getting mulched on cart. Jacob and Buko going down immediately is already such a bad position for that Uber. They've spent so much time getting the gun. I mean, good on DT to kind of put that in a salvageable position where still slight ad for Sakura. I'd be building her here if I was her, because you really need to play this ad, but great defense from everyone on Duddy dudes. I mean, just to neutralize the pick classes right away makes so much space for everyone else.
Yep, gun being built back up on top there, and Lenny finally getting into it on this defense, gets another SVS win. Hyphen's gun will take down Jacob, but the pick onto triple is big, no heavy to soak any damage. Mori, though, taken low, gets caught off the beam, will get taken down. Pablo dominating that enemy demo man, and this defense starting to gain some ground. All of a sudden, an 8-minute time, not even looking likely for Ohio Leaf Village.
Yeah, you gotta figure you're sitting 7.5 right now, and Sakura just came up with Uber,
Oh,
and she
Jay-Z.
dropped. Jay-Z finds her. The Yee team kill betrayal as
Jay's been playing so well on
yeah.
this defense.
Buko onto Blake though. It keeps happening in that same spot. Blake not quite learning his lesson right here. Actually gonna get quite a number of kills. Lenny's dead for another 10 seconds.
Hyphen
Pablo
essentially runs out of
Jay-Z.
ammo. I haven't heard that sound in years.
Wait, what ran out of ammo?
Hyphen Sentry, who's right it ran out of ammo. I have not heard that sound in years. As another banner up for Quacks, he's done a good job rotating these banners up, and he's going to pop it immediately. Sniper invulnerability, but not going to need it. Buko again losing SVS to Lenny. Lenny 3 in a row, getting some ground
Jacob
back.
caught out again, man. This crust is something else. Old man can't deal with the new times. As Johnny catches him out. I mean, they actually killed Hyphen, and his gun's going to stay alive long enough. Didn't even take a point of damage while he was dead.
Yeah, Buko not finding the shot on flank, going to rotate back up, try and find a shot through window. It is going to be 100% Uber for Sakura. They want to... Oh, no! Dead
The crits!
to Lenny. It was crits, yeah. They did get Blake with it, actually. So, yeah, that's a really big surprise play. No one even saw that one coming. Likely us, not Blake either. So, with that crits play, they're going to be able to push the card. A big reflect coming out of Leif, denying the Quacks bomb, and that crits was exactly what they needed. They need to get Joey Lemons, though. He's doing so much work on this card. Joey Lemons with 2 Hyphen, getting more damage down, and they've held the fort.
That's crazy that they're not able to push that up. Joey on the little balcony doing so much work on that card. We were just running in one at a time. He's more than happy to gobble up those frags. And yet again, still no room into last right now for Ohio Leaf Village. Gotta figure we're sitting at 10 minutes at
No,
this
back
point.
on Uber for Sakura. That was a one-shot. That was a one-time play. It looked like it was going to work, but Joey and Hyphen, just 2-man, defend that cart until they can get teammates back. And this time is stretching so long at this point. It looks so bad for Ohio Leaf Village. Buko finally turns things around onto Lenny and Hyphen.
Yep, they're now up 9 versus 6 right here. Sakura about to die on Uber. Yep, Gun is dead already. That's going to be Johnny going down next. Quacks as well. We don't even need the Uber, but it's going to come in from flank, I think, just as gravy. Sakura pops, Rory walking up. Blake trying to do something on card, but nothing is there. Cap will go in, and we're at 10-18.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal last defense coming out of Duddy Dudes there. We saw 5 minutes, both halves, double their defense time here in this last round, and most of it was 5 through. It was pretty sure it was 5 minutes through 3. They doubled the defense time on 4th alone.
Yeah, really big kills. You saw Jay-Z coming up with a ton of clutch frags right there. Lenny was winning a ton of SVSs onto Buko. Just so much forward pressure from them really being the big thing.
Hyphen and Joey playing well. Everyone played well on the defense, and it got them that 10-minute time. Duddy Dudes in the driver's seat here. They just need to push Vigil in sub 10 minutes. They have not had any trouble doing that so far. We need to see something out of Ohio Leaf Village we've not seen from them yet.
Yeah. And that's going to be a consistent defense. I mean, even when... I need to see them stop using these aggressive Ubers. We saw them learn not to first hold forward, which is good. Doesn't look like they're doing that again. Now, they need to stop assuming they're just going to auto-kill Blake on every aggressive defense use.
Yeah, the strange thing is, I would think with Jacob on the team, right, he'd be calling for that Uber when he knew, like, it's a play they could make. So if, like, they're making those plays and something is going wrong in it, it's either a good counterplay from Duddy Dudes knowing it's coming, or just a missed call from Jacob or whoever's calling that play. So it has to be near perfect play from Ohio Leaf Village. You know, we've said it, they need to pull a 10-minute time out of nowhere to win this match. And we'll have to see if they can do it. Jay-Z gonna be going for an early decloak onto the gun. He has a good spot. He's going for the pick instead. Gun doesn't get sacked, but there's a kill!
Yep, BT gonna be dead right there. And Sakura, where was she? Did she just get forced back? She must have, yeah. Ended up using in return. Didn't even see anyone red glowing. This has just been my camera angle. But first hold, not really gonna find too much. They get DT. That was about it. Lots of kills going over on the offense. Not gonna matter when their spawn is right there. And is that Sakura crossing out when the sniper is not currently peeking it for now?
Down anyway. Quacks going for the rebomb though. He has a spot onto Sakura, but just gets taken out of the sky. In the meantime, Sakura gonna hang around the front of the tunnel a bit longer. Jay-Z in the back, but Buko still railing off these headshots. Defense can afford to stick around for a little longer, and they do need it. Remember, 10 minutes on the clock, already 40 seconds off it. So, you know, every second counts here, and as long as they can hold this and get Sakura out, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like this kind of softer... Maybe if you have the passive hold up on hill and you have the really aggro hold, this is kind of the medium hold, the Goldilocks hold. And I like this a lot more because it's based on the sniper continuing to go down. The Ubers are going to get exchanged again, yeah. Johnny causing a lot of disruption with that air blast, but going to be forced back eventually. And I mean, Sakura playing to back out from tunnel the second anything goes wrong. So Hopefully we don't see another med death on first. This is
dead.
Great reflex coming in from Leif to save Sakura from getting double blind piped, and yeah, that's gonna be Jacob finding a pick onto Blake. I mean, we saw 2.5 minutes on first from dudes, and we're already at 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes really from Ohio Leaf right now. So
this is really cool because it's not like Ohio Leaf is playing a full committed first defense. They're playing a back out defense where they're ready the second they lose players to leave through tunnel. They just haven't ever lost players. This is the first time that Buko's died, I'm pretty sure. Lenny finding the SVS. Banner gonna get popped out in the meantime, though, to stall out a bit more time. Immune to headshots means they can walk forward. Lenny, though, gonna stay alive out of that and gonna be re-peeking. You gotta be careful now. Here comes the bomb. Does a lot of damage. Quacks will get that forced out. Here's the Uber from Sakura, but this time Blake safe out. Gonna be able to have an ad, and it looks like they've gotten every mile they can out of this first defense, Ohio Leaf.
We're still building a dispenser up in tunnel right now, but yeah, I think they're ready to leave on a hair trigger. As you said, they're just not losing enough players to force them out. They're going to keep milking all the time they can.
That's one that you
going
consider
down
leaving, and they lost like 2. They're just going to leave. Yep, this is perfect. That's
there
exactly
you
how you play
go.
first
There
defense.
we go.
You take everything that the offense gives you, you stay as long as you can, but you get out to safety.
Oh, but Quack coming in. Gets.
Oh!
Alley-oop Sakura into Jay-Easy. They get the stab, and then the rocket would have taken her out anyway. So as we say that, the collapse is just too good.
It was
from the side
perfect
of the
first
dudes.
defense. The collapse was perfect, right? The soldier coming out through Shutter, no one could deny. And because the medic turned their back to Shutter to dodge the soldier in the side door, we saw Jay-Z have the decloak angle from the front. That is just a very strange situation, but it worked out perfectly for Duddy dudes, and all of a sudden their offense is back on track.
Yeah. There's some attempt at a defense here. Voyager trying to come in. They're going to find Joey, but Jacob, Dawa, and Buko all dead. Those are major classes right now. Leif and Voyager are going to be next. There's a skeleton crew on defense. Just these 4. They're playing like they've got a full team behind them, though. Sakura
I mean, when you have
really
Mori and on DT, that's Demo Scout. That's basically the whole combo. When you have a sentry gun behind you, that's good enough. But here comes Jay-Z to take that sentry gun down. Goes for the sapper, gets it out, and DT gets sniped. Sakura's caught. Oh, too long without getting out there, and the Uber does get everything it needs to for Duddy dudes. You feel for Ohio Leaf Village because they very clearly are trying to squeeze every second they can. They played well enough on first to make it happen. On second, that is not the case.
Yeah, I mean, they made the call in first, just too long on second. I can kind of understand that we gotta hold this. If we don't, we're probably gonna lose because now, I mean, Leif can't even get out of third. He's gotta go all the way around through last, and yeah, they have the really kind of aggro forward hold, but they've moved past the spawn, and they're even playing on top of tracks. Third is wrapped. This is a 6-minute last hold or bust.
We did see the 5-minute hold coming out of Ohio Leaf Village. It's gonna have to be a leg up for Duddy, or for vice versa. Duddy dudes help for 5 minutes. Ohio Leaf needs
Sakura
6.
again, and they're wiping, trying to recontest third.
Yeah, they're so desperate for seconds. They're so desperate for time. But at that point, there's not even a contest going. You can't even get back into third. Why even try that? It really is just desperation talking.
Yeah, I can understand the need to get something done, but I mean, you pulled that card once on second, and that's really the only time you get to pull it. You got to give up third for that. And I mean, a 6-minute last hold's doable. We've seen crazier happen.
Yeah, but at full Uber Disad now, it's going to be hard. They need to withstand it.
They needed Sakura to have Uber here. It's
Banner,
so difficult.
But Voyager not playing Banner, so he's not going to even be able to build that. He has some gunboats on. It's going to be pretty much up to Flores' level 3 to stall. Other than that, they have nothing.
No, he can't even get near Blake right now.
Yeah, Combo's already in flank here. If they can just get up, get the gun down, and force a lot of kills, it would be wraps. Here comes the Uber directly onto the sentry gun. They get the gun and they get DT.
Yep, Quacks into
so
spawn.
much damage.
Gonna find Voyager and a ton of damage. Just gonna keep them going for the resup. Yeah, it's a domino effect, one after another. Buko, the only one alive. That will be the ace coming in for the Duddy dudes. I mean, they put up a good fight. That very nearly was a 2-0 in favor of Ohio Leaf Village, but it will, in the end, be a 2-1 the Duddy dudes. Maybe needed a little bit of a warm-up, but definitely positioning themselves as one of the better, if not the best team this season.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of Highlander play, but looking very good. And you really have to feel for Ohio Leaf Village. They played so well in that first round, got the 1-0 on the board, reverse swept in the end, but it really just felt like they were so pressured on that defense. They could only keep it up for so long before the mistakes piled up, and at that point, it was just game over. 10 minutes on Vigil nowadays is just too much to overcome. Teams are so good at pushing those advantages.
it almost feels like they played on average better. It's just when you don't have the raw talent that the Duddy dudes have, you can't just play better. You have to play almost perfect. And those errors they made, just staying overcommitting a little bit too much to second, a little too much to third, really end up biting them there. And
I think the big error you have to look at is their last offense on that in that last round. You know, they were looking good. 5 minutes through 4, it's not like blazing, but if you can get a 7-minute time, you can get yourself something to play with. But so many failed attempts, took over 5 minutes to push that point, and just gave themselves no wiggle room at all. That's really where the game fell apart for them. And logs up on your screen, Buko 25, props to him, but not able to get the win.
yeah, top fragging the server overall, and I mean, it feels like things stop going as well for Ohio Leaf, and you see some of the performances drop off a little bit. Jacob had a really rough offense as well, just getting caught on the cross consistently. Void, you're not quite able to have the same impact he was having in those early rounds either. But
Even top frag again, by the way. But we saw him go off with those revenge crits.
Yeah, no, he was killing stackers left and right, and like you can be like, oh, those are cleanup frags, but
they're important frags.
There's a difference between killing the soldier after he kills your medic and doing 150 damage to him in the air with a crit meat shot and stopping his momentum, deny him from getting another 2 rockets off. So, no, he's definitely carrying his weight there. That is not a, you play enough engineer games, you might top frag from cleanup frags. Those are not all inflated
stat line for him. That's a deserved stat line.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, I mean, I think 2-1, if you told Ohio Leaf coming into it that they're going to take a round, they'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, but in the greater context, they're definitely going to feel like they could have won this one and just kind of fell apart at the penultimate moment.
Exactly, yeah, which makes it sting. But, I mean, in the long run, this half will serve them very well throughout the rest of this, because who knows how many more halves Duddy dudes are going to drop. I mean, could argue maybe they needed a little bit of time to warm up, really kind of get into the swing of things week 1 of the season, but even so, you take it, right? Puts Ohio Leaf in a very good position, I would say, to get themselves a decent playoff seed. But, I mean, I think that might do it for us right here. First cast of the season, Zach. We don't need to go that late. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up here?
No, just that it was a pretty good match. I saw very high-level play across the board from these two teams. Obviously, they're favorites going into a playoff seeding race, and Duddy Dudes, potentially our best team we have in Invite right now. So I think it was a good match. We'll see what these two teams get up to in the later parts of the season. Probably going to end up casting a couple more of their matches for Ohio Leaf, because I'm kind of interested in how this team's trajectory is going to go. I do think, as a Jacob team, their ceiling is definitely very high, and we saw what kind of stuff they could do in the first round, and if they can make it consistent, then they're definitely going to be scary.
Yep, and just checking out some of the other results, we did see Rib take a 2-1 over Froggyland, which was the other match we were considering casting, so a couple of close ones tonight. Hardworking Hornets as well, taking the 9-0 over MST. I think that one was a little more predicted, but I mean, I think kind of looking into the season, you had Ohio Leaf, Duddy Dudes, Froggyland, and Rib as your top 4, so I think we can probably say Dudes are still number 1 after tonight, but that 2 through 4 spot, and I mean, and even then you also have somebody help in the mix, as well as you have 2 of the advanced move up teams in Worst Cop format and Dreamy Bull's Kitchen. So lots to be excited for this season. I think what's gonna be nice too is I think we're gonna have a pretty contested lower invite scene as well, which should be nice to see. Where yes, even if one team does go winless, there's a couple of teams more towards the bottom of the ladder that I think are going to have a bunch of really close matches. And when you can see that as well, I think it makes for a healthier division. So I'm excited to see the more teams that invite. I think it should be a pretty fun season.
Yep, but I'm done here for tonight. I'm guessing so are you, Dolphin. Well, it's fun being back, right? Fun being back to cast. We do have a merch announcement. We didn't have one last season. New merch. It's great to pick up. I'm sure Dolphin will have the graphic on screen in just a second. RGL LAN merch available for the Philly LAN on merch.rgl.gg. Looks like we got some shirts, a backpack. That backpack looks pretty cool for like one of those small backpacks you just kind of carry around.
It's 4 feet tall, Zeg.
Yeah, not me. Couldn't be me.
A lot of this looks super clean. Philly LAN should be a really fun time. So, definitely check that out. The hat I'm looking at looks really nice as well. That said, though, I think that's gonna be it from for us. So enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you back here in week 2. We've got what's week 2? We got product. So Highlander Classic coming up, and I'm looking. I see Duddy Dudes versus Rib next week. I think we found our match, Zach.
Maybe.
So yep, in just about 1 week minus an hour. Tune right back in and see some more Highlander action. But that'll do it from us tonight. So have a good one, and we'll see you next week.